Okay, here we go. It's like the third time. Alright, greetings, y'all. This is Fashaya. Sorry. Um, I look like this today because I'm usually so dressed up. But I achieved my goal of sleeping late and doing nothing today. I have relaxed most of the day. So I wanted to share something with y'all. I got a reading by Tavonia Evans, of Mystic Chix, and of course I will put the link in the description box. But what I got was a year. Shoot, now I forgot what it's called. Anyway, it's basically a forecast for the coming year, which I thought was really cool. I've never had one like this before. I have had like readings by Priestess of Ashun. I've had by Babalawos. I've had, let's see, I had an intuitive coach do one, which was fabulous too. But I hadn't had one like this. So in true healer form, she pulled out more than one modality, which I thought was pretty cool. And so I'm not going to try to tell you which ones because I'll probably mess it up. But I know one was astrology, which was interesting because I definitely have never had that done in tarot. It was a third one, but I can't remember what it was called. So I'm looking at my book. Let me tell y'all this. For business and stuff that's super important, you need to have a journal. Some really cute, well, I think this is cute. It's a really cute journal that you keep all your stuff in. So in this particular journal, like you'll see, it's just little scribbles of notes and stuff. But it's everything from when I was setting up my website to notes from a retreat, all kinds of stuff. Anything that you don't want to lose, you'll keep it in this notebook. And what it means is you might not know what page, whatever you're looking for is on, but if you look through this book, that it's there. So it's not for temporary stuff like grocery lists and things like that. This is going to be your notebook for your personal development notebook. Maybe is how you can look at it. A group of women that I'm working with on starting their businesses, I suggested that they all get one for their businesses. It'll morph into whatever they need it to be, but that's how we started. So it starts off with, kind of an overview of your coming year. Apparently, I'm in this, what's called a personal year, and I hope I'm not messing this up, but this is completely unfamiliar territory for me. So, but a personal year, basically, which is a time for almost like a warp speed spiritual growth. I'm not really that great with the whole spiritual thing, so this should be interesting and taxing. But I'm a set my goal to be to learn my lessons well, so it doesn't have to be torture. So anyway, then she'll go over all these details. I'm not telling y'all what my reading says. But she goes through all these things with you. They're very particular to you. Of course, a lot of that reason is because it's going according to your, the astrology aspect. So you'll need your birth name, city and state you were born in, time of birth. That might be it. Anyway, so of course it's distinctly is you. It's about you. Maybe she used numerology too. Anyway, I'm looking over to see if there's anything specifically I want to tell you. Nope. So basically what happens is you are getting kind of like some general information, and then you're actually going to get a month by month kind of what energy is going to be playing out in that month. So it kind of gives you a heads up for what to look for, what to protect yourself from, how to roll with the energy of that month. Like if it's gonna be a difficult month, then you can kind of prep for that. If you can prep for it, then it's not that you can avoid it, but you can make the best out of it. Even the negative things that happen in life have some kind of lesson. So if you know that a particular month is gonna be a little difficult for you, then you can deal with it as such. If you know, for instance, that a particular month may be when you need to turn in and spend more time, like, excuse me, by yourself. Um, Introversion is not the word I was looking for, but you need to go and kind of into a hibernation state. Then you wouldn't necessarily go to a bunch of parties that month, or you just wouldn't do a whole lot of social stuff. And that way you're not going to these places feeling drained and irritable and people thinking something's wrong with you, when it's really that you're just not paying attention to the cycles, to your personal cycles. So you'll get a heads up on that. And I've never had that done before, where it was detailed out for the whole year. Now she has a whole lot of other services, and a whole lot of other combinations, I guess. But I was glad that I called for this, and I kept feeling compelled to get this reading done by her, and then I saw why. It was exactly what I was needing, because I kept feeling like this coming year was going to be very different for me. But the way I kept viewing what I was feeling was in a negative sense. And while what I was feeling was right, my view of it wasn't. But my view of it was negative because I didn't have the preparation behind it, because I didn't take the time to try to figure out why I was feeling a particular way. The other thing that I really enjoyed about this reading was that she didn't tell me anything that was completely off the wall that I didn't recognize already. Now, that's not to say that, oh, you don't need it done, but I don't really feel like a reading should ever come out of left field. I don't feel like you should ever get a reading or prophecy if you're in church, that, or wherever else they do prophecies. I grew up in church, so that's what I was talking about it for. But I don't think it should ever be something completely foreign. Like if they say something to you, that just does not make any sense, and then you'll hear people sometimes say, well, maybe you need to pray about it. Maybe you need to. No, it should make sense when you hear it. I mean, even if it's something that you're trying to be in denial about, it shouldn't be completely out of left field. Sometimes there's some stuff we just don't like to hear. That's different than it being something completely altogether ridiculous. And so a lot of things that she touched on were things that either I had already started down that road, or I'd really been considering it. It was interesting, and I really felt like it was on point. The other thing is I've been following her Facebook page for quite a while, and you'll find a lot of interesting things there. And hopefully she'll be able to find the time to keep up a blog, because she's in her personal year too, so I'm hoping to kind of ride her coattails through this year, because I think that'd be great for me not to suffer alone. But you can find her, like I said, I put her her Facebook name, like her name, in the description box too, so you can find her, because there's a lot of interesting things on her page, and a lot of different views that perhaps you hadn't considered before, which for me is enough, because as long as I am learning, I'm happy. So anyway, that's my review. Just with my chicken scratch writing, I have about, hold on, I told you I gotta find my little page. See, but I know it's in this book. That's the point of this book. Probably about 2.5 pages, and a lot of it's still floating around in my mind. So I would suggest that if you feel so inclined, if you feel that Spirit is leading you to do so, invite you to, just prep yourself for the new year. It's lots of ways that we can prep ourselves for the new year. This is one of them. On that note, lucky for all of us, blessed be, that the new year is also the new moon. So this is a perfect time. And I think I said this in another video. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got indigestion. But this is a perfect time to start new stuff. And so you can set goals. Hold on. Yes. Hold on. This is a perfect time to set goals for the coming year. You don't want to set. Well, I'm not gonna say what you don't want to do. I will say for me, I'm keeping my goals few. So I'm gonna set 3. I'm gonna allow myself 3. One super focused one. So that's what I would suggest. If some other stuff happens to come into fruition for you, that would be fabulous. But you don't want to have, in my opinion, 10 goals, because you're going to fail at least 9, if not all 10, because a lot of times you do too much and then you end up getting frustrated about it. So anyway, just remember that. Go ahead and start planning for that. You can do anything from taking, baths and stuff, like spiritual baths, to doing whatever kind of rituals. You can do simple stuff like writing intentions down on just a piece of paper. I mean, just anything to keep those intentions in front of you. It's also a really good time for children, like really anybody, to set intentions. Nobody's ever too young or too old, clearly, to set intentions for a coming year. So you might even want to make it a family activity. If you don't have a circle of friends that kind of understand the whole manifestation concept, then that may be something that you do with your family, or you can do both, whatever. So anyway, I'm really sleepy, so I'm sorry this is dragging so horribly, but it's okay, because y'all love me, right? I love y'all. Okay, so on that note, thank you so much to my new subscribers. Thank you for sticking with me, to my familiar family who've been hanging with me through my little country backwoods videos. I love y'all for it. And I think that's all for right now. I'm just trying to keep up on my reviews of products and services that I receive, especially from my sisters, because they need support. Because I know I need support. So anyway, again, this is gonna be Tavonia Evans that y'all gonna look up. I hope I didn't tear your name up, because I think that's how you said it earlier today. That's how I've been saying it for years on your Facebook, so I hope that's right. And her website, let me make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah, Mystic Chix. So it's MYSTICCHIX, mysticchix.com. And I will put it in the description box so y'all can go check it out. And the price range is pretty big with services, so it's something on there that you can probably afford, so go check her out. So I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful new year if I don't talk to you before then. Odabo.